Welcome back to this another live session, traders. Hope that you had an enjoyable day, starting with second day of the trading week. As very important trading day, as you know that FOMC coming up after quite a few successful sessions, we are starting another trading day and session coming up. Welcome. Ready? I would like to say everyone saying yes in the live chat if you are ready for another exciting trading days. This is not only trading but also more of becoming a trader. Welcome. I would like to see all members are here. Say yes if you are here. Welcome. Very good. Thank you. And also, guys, don't forget to like the stream as we are beginning potential another massive day here. Welcome. And coming up here, we see that this is the calendar here coming up. Today is Tuesday and starting off the news week, retail sales coming up and also retail sales along with CAD, CPI, median CPI, trimmed CPI, 3 very high impact news on CAD and 2 on dollar. Now here is what we can see the market in this area. This is where from the bigger picture perspective from gold I'm looking at, and then also we'll be looking at other currency pairs as well. And this is where from the bigger picture perspective here, that if you look at the monthly chart, I'm looking at the long-term picture and then we'll be looking at the short-term picture in this market. So from the long-term picture here, this is gold. We can see that from the monthly perspective, it's a gold bull market. The price is maintaining that stronger bullish impulse here with a series of higher high and higher low. And if we look at the weekly, we can see that from the weekly perspective, this is the weekly price action where from this weekly support, there is a weekly impulse to the upside, pretty sharp bullish impulse. And this week, if we look at, we can see the market open. And after the market opening here, that you can see the market has bounced back to the upside from that level. And with this impulse on the weekly, the market is maintaining that long-term uptrending market structure, creating series of higher high and higher low, which is in a bullish market structure. And as if we look at the overall direction in this market, we can see that it's a clean one single impulse to the upside here, which is after this long consolidation from the weekly, the market had a breakout here. So which is that the market, this is a reliable bull market and we only looking for buying opportunity in this market. So looking at daily, as you can see from the daily perspective, there is a daily bullish engulfer here with a crossover of doji on both direction. And this daily price action that you can see here is the daily support. We can see the market has crossed that low, and then what we see, the price has crossed that low, grab the liquidity on the daily, closed as a bullish engulfer. Now with that, bullish engulfer formation on gold. We can see the market created this bull candle. Previous daily price action is absolutely important, is because the previous daily candle that we can see is where the market has grabbed that massive amount of liquidity. Now, two daily candles that we can see in the market are important. If we look at the daily, you guys can see that here is the two dojis in that area, which is two narrower doji formation on gold. And with this two doji, the market has crossed in both directional bias, where the price has crossed that low, grabbed that liquidity, and what we see that here the price has formed a daily bullish engulfer formation here. And where is what we can see from the daily? This is the daily support here, and today's price that we can see, the market tested this low and it's showing a sharp bullish impulsive move back to the upside here in this market. And with this impulse that on the daily on gold, the market is showing a potentially uptrend here. Now with this uptrend, what we can see here, guys, this is an important support, and from this support, this is the resistance, which is turning support here, which is showing the market to remain upside in that direction. So today's bias that we can see is bullish. There's no doubt. Now the previous session we saw a very narrower bullish engulfer formation here, and if you look at here, you can see this is a bullish engulfer which has crossed this low, and we just had a trade here, a massive one, just a few minutes ago in our premium group. If you guys have followed that was a massive trade that have secured profit. Now I just want to look at that trade. So we got that another one. If you guys looked at just a few minutes ago, I have posted in the premium group. Let's bring that up, and also, just one trade is not important. We need to look at the overall picture. So here is where you can see that gold, we just have seen the market has just tested this this signal that I have sent out. Now let's look at here where it is heading to. Now this is the trade alert that I have sent out. We just made $1,000 on this one in just a couple of minutes. So the gold trade was sent out, the buy trade. This is the trade that also I have shared in the premium group. And can you confirm, anyone here in this live session, that you have secured that profit with me in this trade on gold? Now this is a absolutely important market structure that we can see. So what was the reason behind it? Let's analyze the trade, guys. This is not only opening one trade and then going for it, but the most important part here is to analyze each trade so that we know that exactly what we are doing here. And as you know, this is what the most important. You need to know what you are doing. Or in another way that I would say, that if you learning from, you want to be a soccer player, you need to learn from the soccer coach, right? Not from the surgeon. So make sure you always be in the right place. Thank you very much. Good day. Good morning. Welcome. what we are looking at here, guys, you can see this is gold price, where the market from this high, this is the daily market structure, where after this massive bullish engulfer, this is where the daily market open, and from this daily price that you can see the price rejected back to the upside here. So from the 4-hour chart that you can see, here is the intraday. This is the 4-hour bullish doji here, and this is a intraday bullish doji that is in fact showing a stronger bullish impulsive move back to the upside here. Now this is the intraday support. Now what was the reason behind the trade that I have opened early? So if you look at here, this is where the trade was open, and exactly from this level that I have placed that pending order here on gold. And what was the reason behind the trade? If you guys look at that entry, you can see that exactly at 3678.60. So 3678 from that level that we have bought, and TP target was here. So it just has, you know, sharp, strongly bounced back to the upside here from that level. Now this is a very important support, right? So which is a clearly bullish market structure in that area. So what is the, in fact, the exact reason for this trade, right? Reason is very important, because this is where you can learn the proper trading strategy when we trade based on reason, not by emotion, because trading is all about having proper psychology and trading based on strategy, not based on emotion. So what is the reason behind this trade? Let's understand here. If you look at here, you can see from this support level, the market has made its move strongly back to the upside with one single impulse, right? Now let's look at that, the reason behind the trade here. If you look at the 4-hour, you can see that first of all, if you look at the lower time frame, what do you see here? 15 minutes, there is an impulse breaking this low from this support level, and the market almost with the same length, with the same level, with a bigger ATR candle, the price has again dropped back to that support level. And with that movement that you can see, the market drop back to that key level of support with this move, and boom, that from that level the price has been shoot back to the upside here in this market. So what did we in fact emphasized when we open the position here to catch this move? Now the most important part that we looked at in this trade is support. Okay, so support here, support here, support here. And if you look at the 4-hour, what we can see, this is the candle closed, and this 4-hour candle closed with stronger liquidity grab. The market crossed that low, grabbed the liquidity, closed as a stronger liquidity sweep, right? How do you know that there is a liquidity sweep? Also, like there is a lot of question that I always ask. Keep in mind, guys, that when you ask questions, that's where you become a better trader, right? So asking question is crucial if you want to be a successful trader. You don't have to ask anyone, you can ask yourself. That's where you can start to see that the market, how started to evolve over time. When you ask question, you start to see the pattern very clearly. So in that area that you can see with this 4-hour bullish candle, when the candle closed, it didn't look back. We saw the market from that zone onward, it came here, and then there's a liquidity sweep, boom, the market bounced back to the upside here. So what is the ultimate reason for this trade is trend that we are looking at to trade in the direction of the trend, and then trading from a key level of support. Now, what is our next entry? Let's understand that when we will be looking for our next entry opportunity. Now, as the market, like what we have taken is gone, we can't wait with only one trade. We need to keep winning every single day. Now, here is what you can see. This is the 4-hour support, and in this intraday support that you can see, the market from this support started to bounce back to the upside here. And what we're looking at, if you look at the 15-minute chart, where what we see the market from this 15 minutes perspective, this is a key support level, and in that key support, this is the intraday time frame. Now the next level, we found the next level, guys. Are you ready for another setup? The one that we have opened is closed. Are you ready for another one? I missed the trade. That's okay. How do we get on the group? Okay, John, welcome. For those who wanna be on the group, there is currently few openings available. You can first join the Telegram. You can find link below this video for more updated education, for free educations. And also you can get access to the academy. Currently few spots available. You can visit www.forextradingwizard.com, or you can find link below this video for all the information that you can see. Visit the website where you can find all information that we do take each day, more often with giveaway, one from each session. But anyone wants to speed up your learning, we have few opening available. You can join the academy where you can access all my premium trade that I'm sending, including trade breakdown for each trade. These are not only signal. We have this week every trade we open, previous week also. In this premium group we have secured all profits. So now looking for next one, it doesn't mean that all trade will be winner, so you need to make sure that we always do the risk management. That's the being trader means that you remain fully practical, but our goal here is to keep the bigger win and then trading with the trend. That's all we need to know, right? So now we can see this is the 15-minute chart. This is current intraday support. So the current intraday support here, and during this time period, if the market is coming back below to this intraday support, we are looking into the entry here. Ready for another entry? We might find potentially another entry in this market. Waiting for the price to potentially come back here, hit that level, catch that move, and then to rebound again. So from the 4-hour that you can see, this is the intraday 4-hour support, and looking at here in this area, this is the 4-hour 15 minutes perspective here that you can see, lower time frame price action, and where previous support here, double bottom that you can see from that level, expecting the market to come back here to test the low and then to revert again to the upside. So this is the level that looking at here in this market for the price to test and then to reject back again to the upside. So I'm looking at here in this market to place a potentially pending order. So if you look at the 4 hour, this is the 4 hour support. Would like to place a buy limit. If the market drops to our level, we will be in the trade. If not, we are okay. But this is the level that I'm looking at. So from the ATR perspective here, so we'll be placing a buy limit as usual here on gold from that level. This is a very important key level with nearly to 60 pip stop loss. This is the intraday support here, and if the market drops, then we will be taking the trade. Here we need to keep that always buy limit XAUUSD placing at 3683.42, stop loss at 3677.42, and TP target setting at 3695.91. You might be able to adjust the TV if needed. We place the pending order for this potential drop back to this intraday support that you can see, and if the market coming to that, will be on to another trade. And I believe that you guys excited for this one here as well. Now we are looking to enter most of the trade in the major direction of the trend. This is what we are looking at here, and all right, cool. Expecting that the market to drop back here. Now the previous one, exactly where we have entered, the market boom bounce from that level. Now it's pushing down for another potentially pullback, so it even could break this 3680. So we must need to do the proper risk management, lot sizing, so that if the market come back for a deeper pullback, then we are not going out of it. But here this is still valid because if the market drop, this is what the core here, that look at the trend and wait for the break from the trend from opposite direction, right? So always like that, look for the trend and then wait for the trend from opposite direction. So this is where you can see the move, expecting the pullback. Here is the market to test and then to return again to the upside here in this market. So what that you guys can see in this area, this is the recent support level, and where tested that low, grab the liquidity and then to trend back in the major direction of the move. Now simplest way, what else you need to be considering when you are opening trade? That's all, or you need anything other than this? This is what another most important part. Calendar. Always keep in guys, calendar is very important, because you might be very good in your entry, you place the right place, you place the entry in the right place and everything you considered, but you didn't know that in the next 15 minutes there is a boom, there is a red news coming, big news coming, and it might just take you out of the trade with a big loss. It happens because when there is a spread widens, the market moves wildly and you're gonna get big shift. And so then how do you consider those newses? And there is a very delicate secret behind those data as well that I'm going to show you now. It's gonna blow your mind, because we think that always, I showed two kinds of trader, one who entirely ignore this data, considering that it doesn't carry any value, everything is technical. The other part of traders who thinks that this is very important, technical is not important. But the real trader are those who combine both. There is a big, I would say that considerable information you need to consider from here in your trading. Considerable information, what is coming up, rate cut, that definitely will have an impact in the market. Right? The news itself, what is going to happen, the decision coming from Fed, from BOJ, from BOC, definitely has an impact in the market. So you need to take into consideration. Now, as a retail trader, how do you consider those information? Like, you don't have data, right? Because the institutional trader has data. Some probably you don't have access to, or I don't have access to. But the institutional traders has that data access to. So how do you then use this information in your trading? This one I'm going to explain. There is a way to see how they are impacting in the market very clearly, because everything leaves a clue here, right? So coming up, retail sales and FOMC. So if I give you an example, in the day of FOMC, okay, in the day of FOMC, look at how the market moved in NY session, right? In the day of NFP, how does the market move after 30 minutes of NFP? How does the interest rate decision shape the market? You see that gold bull that you can see here is not only the bull, it's the decision coming, creating the market. So you have, when you combine those two, that fundamental and technical, then you become a trader who can shape their entire trading completely. Because when you are looking at the both perspective, that's where you can see that the market is showing proper directional bias. We are nearing to that support level here, and where the market is approaching that key level. So what we are looking at here on gold, with this movement, with this clean bounce, again we want to look for a breakup structure. We place the pending order is because of that potential breakup structure in this market. So here is the level, the previous resistance line, which is turning support here. And resistance turn support can give you a significant level that you can look at for an entry in this market. So I'm looking at for this potential drop back to this support and then to revert again to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. So looking forward to see the market is melting back down to this support and then to reject back again to the major direction of the trend. So where we looked at that move, you can see that this is a one single bounce back to the upside without any decent pullback. So once the market coming to that level, that's where they're looking at the market to return back down. Now, while we are waiting for the entry, what's your view on the upcoming FOMC? Do you think that rate cut is certain or there will be any surprise? Buy limit order is set. Yes, buy limit is set. We are waiting for that to happen. So let me start a poll. What's your thought on the upcoming FOMC? And also we'll be discussing about why does the rate cut is pushing that gold back up and pushing that dollar down. I posted a poll here. As all of you can look at that poll and you can cast a vote. Let me see, what do you think on that? I see 3 votes. So 67% think that. Okay, all right, so you can share your thought, share your opinion here. What do you think with this upcoming FOMC? Rate cut. TJ thinks the rate cut. Anyone in the side of rate cut? You can write on the chat if you think that. Now, how does that? Now, let's say you certain or you are very biased or whatever, or you think that the rate cut is certain. Like I am also in that side. I think that this is coming up. So, what do you think that? Why does that fueling that gold price up? World is full of surprise. Okay, that's a very good point. I will not completely disagree with that, because anything can happen and there might be some other factors considered, and there might be big surprise, and that big surprise also will have an impact in the market, no doubt. If there is a surprise, the market might get wildly crazy. Now you might say that what kind of impact the market? Let's go to the monthly, then you will see that how does the surprise impact the market. Let me show you some of the candles. If you look at the monthly, you see some move was out of ordinary. This month the market was in a surprise. Okay, and this month also the market was in a surprise. This is a surprising candle. I think that one was the war candle, Russia-Ukraine war candle. This one most likely, as far as I remember, and many of them, right? This one is pandemic candle. This one is the war candle. And now you can see that the market is reacting to that. Now, what is the, if you look at that, how does that, or if there is a rate cut, then why does the market showing gold bullish? Have anyone an idea? So that will give you in the future to bias. Okay, for example, when there is a rate cut coming or increase coming, there's just two sides, right? Either cut or increase. How, and you can relate it with the trend in the market, right? So that's the simplest way to know that, because institutional trader following that pattern, so you can relate it with the trend. So now that you can see that gold trend is very aggressively bullish here, and that is what currently impacting the market. So with that movement from here, an impulse and correction, it's a trend. Now we are now fusing that trend with the, this is the lower time frame, but from the bigger picture perspective, the fundamental decision coming. So the rate cut will weaken the dollar. Simplest way to know that, right? So it's gonna weaken the dollar. So when dollar is weakened, if you look at DXY, let's go to the DXY, you can see that DXY is bearish, right? It's a sharply bear market. It's just keep coming down. And look at that one here from the weekly. You see that it's just dropping for quite a few weeks, and institutional trader knows that. You see this green bullish candle on DXY. This is a liquidity grab. This is not a bull candle. It was just cross that in the direction to grab liquidity, to find that momentum to move back down. So that's a false breakout candle, and that has given momentum for this market to drop again in that direction here on DXY. So now looking in that perspective, so if you look at DXY, you can see it's a bear. So dollar is getting weaker, and when dollar get weaker, naturally gold get stronger, because so gold is traded against dollar. Okay, so it's ultimately strengthening gold. You can do more in-depth analysis as well. For example, why does rate cut weaken dollar? Can anyone come up with any answer? Rate cut effect to the lending market, stock and currency market. Everywhere. So it's a one single unit, right? Everywhere it affects. So it's basically devaluating dollar, and also it will increase the inflation. When there is a rate cut, there is a possibility for higher inflation. Let's look at that one here. Yep. Rate cut increases the inflation. So then overall, that is the investment. The investor relying more on gold, and it's going to the gold, and gold is pushing back up. Now, if there is any surprise comes, sometime you will see that in the last moment, until it comes out, you're not gonna know that. Now, we know that, okay, things happening as expected. Okay, there's a decision to cut, and it cut and is going in the direction that is likely to happen. But what if a different decision come, or even there is a rate cut, okay, for certain level, but it didn't fulfill the expectation, lower than what was expected, then how it will impact the market? You see, this is also a very crucial point to look at, because even there's a rate cut, the last moment there might be some change can happen. Until it comes out, you don't know it. So when there is a rate cut, there is increased inflation, also weakening the dollar. So they compromise each other. Now, what if the surprise comes? How do you see the market might be reacting to that? Let's look at that. You need to prepare for both sides, right? We are waiting for an entry here, while also we are discussing about the potential impact in the market, about the fundamental aspect in trading. Yes, it's a big task. Yep. Good morning. Is rate cut dollar will pump or dump, sir? Okay, so the rate cut weakens dollar. This is what we're discussing. So when the rate is cut, that means interest rate drop, then the borrowing capacity, people more borrow more, and there are more spending, and there is more spending means that there's more inflation. Consumer, like the price will goes up, so inflation goes higher, and dollar weakens because of that reason. So it's a very straightforward relationship. Now I think drastic manipulation will occur, that is up and down. Okay, so now in case, let's say 0.25% was decision but came out to be 0.2%, or what was expected, it didn't happen, right? Then how the market will react? Will the market will go in the same way it's going? See, this is where the tricky part as a trader that you need to look at, because everyone moving in the same boat, right? Everyone going in the same way. So let me quickly explain how it works. Now, before I go to that, guys, make sure you like this stream if you are enjoying, as we are making almost everyday consistent growth in our trading, which is the best thing to do. As a trader, we are helping thousands of traders all around the world. If you are a trader who really dedicated, this is the channel where you can learn and grow as a trader. Also join the Telegram. You can find link below this video for more updated education analysis, and also you can visit the website. We do have more often promotion to join the premium group, where you can learn the strategy, and also you can access all my trading tool as well as EA premium indicators, everything when you are in the premium. And this is the Telegram group. This is the free Telegram. we have the premium group as well. We do more often take also from the giveaway when we do the live. So whenever there is a giveaway, there will be announcement. So now let's look at that point. What if it doesn't maintain the expectation? So let's understand how the market operate in terms of the interest rate decision or any other decision, all currency in the same way. So the market has always a benchmark. Okay, every market will have a benchmark, what is sometimes called the true intrinsic value of an asset or a currency or anything. So true intrinsic value is that at that given moment, based on what truly it worth, that is true intrinsic value. And the market, you will see that more often, sometimes people says the mean value. So the market more often you see that run or trade above or below. So whenever there is a rate cut, dollar devaluate, right? And then the market need to correct that devaluation by dropping that price, and it start to downtrend. So you see that, let's say, and then the gold is in an uptrend because of the rate cut, the dollar devalue, and it cannot go overnight, right? Let's say today there is a decision to rate cut and dollar goes drop in a straight line. It's not gonna happen. So there is always an imbalance in the market happen due to that reason. So if you look at that market, let's say this gold market, you will see that it's now, because past month, for example, gold was here. If we look at the dollar index in the same way, so that's the benchmark for that particular rate. Now once there is a decision to cut, instantly that asset has been in this benchmark here. Now the price is here. So the market decide to go from this level to this level in the upcoming month. And the institutional trader who are the investor then knows that this is not its true intrinsic value with that new after the devaluation. So the market will then correct itself by trending to the upside, right? Now when it is trending to go to the benchmark, due to many other factors, the market more often may not be able to stay in the same benchmark. You might see that more often it's gonna overbought market, and that's where the opportunity comes to trade the market. So either it's gonna be oversold market or overbought market in many cases. Another thing happen is that, let's say 0.25% rate cut decision, the market decided to go to that level, but suddenly came out to be 0.2%. Then what will happen? Boom, the market have a very crazy move to recorrect itself to the different level. So that is how the market moves over time. While we see that gold, it didn't reach that level that you were waiting. It just got the rejection back above, and the 1 hour candle close, I was waiting for that market to test that 4 hour support. Now this is just we had early one trade. You guys have seen that in our, this is our the previous session. Gold trade was sent out as a bullish signal in the group. This is our profit today on gold in the premium group, and we want to keep doing, because you see this is a buy trade, and also exactly this signal I have shared in the group, in the premium group. And for those who are in the premium group must have seen that. If you missed that, don't worry, don't experience FOMO. This is a completely fine to miss a trade, but it's not only one trade, but also how you're gonna use that information to trade, or how you can focus on learning those trades. This is the main goal, is to give you the information to learn. Now we see that gold, we had our entry little below here, 25 pip to 26 pip. The market managed to break to the upside again from this level again, so it's showing that potentially the market to be bullish. We might see the price to potentially to remain bullish here from the long-term picture. So from the 4 hour, we still have 1 hour 46 minutes to go. I would like to still to keep in the same area, the buy limit, because we don't want to buy from higher high, we want to buy from the breakdown, and that's why all those trades that we open is so successful, is because of that reason, because we are very successful in applying this strategy. And that's what the best way to trade the market, always to find an area of value and then trade in the major direction of the trend. Now after cross of this high here on gold, we can see the market now started to push back here to the upside here, to the major direction of the trend. From this support level, we can see there is a sharp bounce back to the upside here. And now the current level that you can see, if you look at the 5 minutes chart, this is the current support level. I'm going to close this pending order and we can readjust that entry here as the market has crossed that low. And from this level that you can see, it has got that breakout. This is the recent level of support. What do you think on the market? didn't take us, just bounce back. Trading is the most profitable platform. Yes, I find trading really helpful, and it's really easy. Okay, really easy, and it's a great way to enhance your financial ability. The only thing a trader need to make sure to become a trader is that he or she has full emotional control over himself, so that any trade coming, you can execute it according to the plan. Trading plan is very important to have, and that's why when you give yourself some time to learn the skill that needed to become a better trader, you start to grow as a trader very easily. So either you are trading for short term or having a long term plan to become a full-time trader. Being a full-time trader means you gain financial freedom, right? Because when you are profitable, you can be profitable in a $1 million account, right? That's all you need. So the hardest part here is to progress through the learning curve. There's a learning curve always, and that's why in the academy there is a lot of option available for our members to take their trading to the next level while they are learning. By using the most updated trading tool that I'm using, it's all open for everyone. Which I can't help but say one thing: you are very kind to the traders who are eager to learn. There is no other alternative way, isn't it, without learning as a trader? Because if either, I would say that you can quit, because if you are not learning as a trader, then it's not gonna worth doing, because trading really, mistakes will cost you, every mistakes. And so if you wanna focus on progressing, then you're gonna take your trading to the next level. It always depends on your willingness to grow as a trader. And many of the trade that I'm opening almost every day, if you guys seen that in this live session, and also I'm explaining every trade in the premium group. Very simple way to understand those trades in the market. Now we placed the pending order here. We were waiting on gold for this upside here, but we saw the market is maintaining that uptrend. We still have a long way to go. Today is, if you look at calendar again, reviewing that to see where the market is heading. So coming up, dollar and CAD news. We will be also looking at how dollar CAD is doing in the market. So looking at dollar CAD, along with beside the gold, we also will be looking at dollar CAD to see how the market is evolving here. Now, as dollar news coming later today, if you look at the weekly market structure on dollar CAD, we can see from the monthly, this is a bear market. As with the weakness on dollar, we can see dollar CAD also bearish, and from this high here, we see dollar CAD has made a big move, followed by this pullback. From the monthly perspective on dollar CAD, we can see that with another bearish candle on the monthly previous months. Now this month so far, once the market when maintaining a higher low, it managed to bounce back to the upside. Now let's look at the high of the monthly and going to the weekly here to see that with this doji, the market started to drop. This week we can see that there wasn't any pullback, it started to drop. So this is the current weekly support level here on dollar CAD, and highly likely we could see the market to come back here to fill that zone here to create a new lower low. If we look at the daily, this is the daily price action where with this daily bearish engulfer, there is another daily long week candle. We can see series of lower high here with a long bearish engulfer. Today's price so far, we can see that dropped here from that level. This is the previous resistance line that on dollar CAD the market may retest and then reject back again here. So from the intraday time frame, if you look at the 4 hour, you can see from here a big drop followed by this pullback to the upside here, and where the previous resistance here, support here, which is potentially turning a resistance in that area. And what we could see that on dollar CAD, the market to potentially to retest and then to trend back down. So this could be the potential wave on dollar CAD. Any breakout above this or at this level is we will be looking to sell after the price action confirmation. As the news coming, what we can expect here, an upside breakout to this 20 EMA from the 1 hour, and also this is a very important resistance line, expecting the market to trend here back below to this support level. This is what looking at on dollar CAD for the market to test and then to reject back again, and we will be looking for entry on dollar CAD. So this is the analysis on dollar CAD. Simplest way, we will be looking for potentially selling opportunity on dollar CAD. While we are looking at on gold, all right, so gold here, now we see that from this level it has broken back to the upside. We still had 4 hour candle to go and would like to see that before the candle close, the market has dropped again back below. So the next level that I'm looking at on gold to this support level, where the market to test and then to return back again. This is the current plan. As you know that every day I'm coming on live twice. We will be waiting for another live session coming up, and in the meantime also looking at the price action for any entry coming up. I'll see you there again, guys. We'll be trading this news together in our NOI session. Patience is key. We placed the pending order, it didn't trigger, doesn't mean that not gonna come again. We will see that the market in fact will come in our level more often. It comes every single day that you guys see. So we'll be looking for the next one, take a small break and then come back again to trade together. Until that, stay well, stay happy.